going to be a penalty here.
No stick is up.
No call.
No call at
Letang
all.
slides. He slides into the boards and gets himself back on his skates, still grabbing his face. The puck is all the way at the other end of the rink. It just looked like it was an automatic. Jagr behind the net. Crosby took it away. Sid's been really working hard deep in his own zone, supporting the defense. Now Cole tried to poke it in. He fell down, and the Panthers go the other way. Huberdeau to Jagr, closing in. His shot, he missed the goal.
Here, he's at the blue line. The Penguins get a break.
Plotnikov to Rust. Trying to get around Campbell. Shoots it. A good save by Luongo. He had him moving. Trying to get around Petrovic. Goes behind the net. Kulikov is there. Up the wall now for Riley Smith. Former Boston Bruin. Send it back to the Penguin line, and Chris Letang has it there. Good. Shoots it long on Luongo, and he's able to free. Swing and Jokinen, who just dumps it into the Penguin zone. Kaderi back for it. Up the wall it comes. And Crosby gets to the puck. Kessel's okay. He's on the ice. Kessel to Sid. He shoots and a glove save by Luongo. Crosby works the right wing boards. Malkin on the left side. Cross for Sid. The shot. He scores!
Well, it took a while, but 87's on the board. He's riled up. Look at the breakup by the Penguins. They talked about it, getting that good, clean entry, making the decisions. That was a nice, clean entry. Composed. Puck back to Letang. Everybody in position. A little bit of rotation. And then a shot with net front presence. So you got all of what you want, what Mike Johnson wants on that power play. I really like the breakout for Pittsburgh on that power play.
Here's Crosby again, trying to jam it in, and he ends up behind the net. He still has it. Out to the point now, and Ole Mata. Mata drifts, hands it off. Kessel up high. And big story today in the paper by Jason Mackey about his shots, his totals over the years. Really interesting stuff. There goes Crosby again. We've seen him run the gauntlet before against the Panthers, and that's another great chance there as he got a shot away as he was prone on the ice.
At the goal line, that was really incredible.
The second unit is on right now with Malkin playing that left side. The shot kicked away by Luongo. Rebound, Bonino deflected by Hornquist wide. And then Perron threw it in front. Hornquist with three Panthers around him. The Malkin a shot. Big save by Luongo. And he's pushed into the net. Against Bolin. Malkin won the draw. Letang whirls with the puck. Try to get it to the net. It's blocked. Behind the net, Malkin strong on the puck as he comes out from behind the net. Centers. Perron with a drive and a good save by Luongo on David Perron.
It's another good outlet pass.
Yeah, and it's Rust closing in. Rust with a shot. Luongo the save, and the rebound cleared. Another shot right along the ice for Luongo. Now, one shot by Fury is gloved down by Fleury for Dumoulin. And Goodbranson held it in. Over to the wall it goes again. Cole's going to go get it this time. Ahead for Kessel. Kessel carries the puck into the attacking zone. Kessel doesn't shoot it, drops it off. Kunitz, and he fired it right at the goaltender Luongo. In goal. Hey, he played in the National Hockey League, that's all I know, and he's had a huge impact on Marc-Andre Fleury, too, as a coach. Jagr has scored 724 goals against a host of other goalies over the years. Here's Smith shooting, and Fleury pinning it against the logo. So is Huberdeau. Jagr reaching in for the puck. And pries it free for Alexander Barkov. Now to Jagr. Jagr lifts it to the wing. Now he slides it over to Huberdeau, and his shot, and Fleury to save. And Barkov went right to the net looking for the rebound.
Good changes here for Pittsburgh, trying to keep the Crosby unit away from Mitchell and Goodbranson if they can.
And Crosby with it. Crosby shoots it, saved by Luongo. The rebound, Connor Brickley tried to get a hold of it. Now Kessel pries it free for Cole. Over to Plotnikov. And a check from behind by Ekblad knocked down Plotnikov. And he took that, looked for a penalty, nothing called, but he continues to protect the puck. Very strong on the puck. Ekblad buries him again in the corner. Connor Brickley for the Florida Panthers. Brickley over to bank it off the boards and back out to center. Brickley comes from a tough neighborhood in Boston. Good pass by Letang, taken by Kunitz around Campbell. Now for Crosby, and a huge save there by Luongo. Quentin Howden overtaken there by Kunitz. Now Brickley tried to get possession, but Letang finds Sidney Crosby. He and Cole skating ahead. Here's Crosby firing again, and he's shooting every opportunity.
Bonino grabbed Farnham's stick.
Farnham's without a stick right now, confronting Fronting Campbell. He finds Yager. Yager to Campbell. Campbell up top, the shot and a save on Barkov by Fleury and no rebound. Away from Porter to the right side and Jokinen. Jokinen shoots and a blocker save made by Fleury. I think that actually went off the fat part of his goal stick. Out of the near side, Peary. Over to Campbell, 4 seconds to go on the penalty. Peary with a slap pass directed in on the net by Trocheck. Dave Boland on the ice right now. McBlath threw it through the goal mouth area, out to Campbell, and slap shot up high, and it goes in.
It was up high.
It was high. What did it hit is the question.
Stick. Hit a stick out in front. Crossbar's the determining factor. Above it, it would be no goal. And they're going to take a look. And the officials are all, 2 of them are gathered, and they're going to ask the linesman to come over and take a look at this. It was a high shot. It was rising. Shot by Campbell. And they hit a man in front. And watch Smith. Going up, and then what did it hit? I thought I heard stick. If it hit stick, it was between the hands. If it wasn't, it was off an elbow. See if we can get a look at this. It's where he made contact, not the follow through. His follow through goes up rather high. It's where the contact is made right there in that area. That's going to be awfully tough to overturn. As Marc-Andre Fleury, you see him standing up still. It's a high shot, so he's going to stand up, and then as it deflects down between his legs, he can't close his legs quick enough. And the determining factor here is the crossbar as to whether they're going to allow this goal or not. If the puck is above that crossbar when it makes contact. They'll blow that thing up and take as many looks as they can. Because this is a huge, obviously.
Yeah, it's just so hard to tell. I don't see how they
game.
can come to any conclusion other.
Following video review, we have no goal, we have a high stick.
No goal, high stick, wow.
Scuderi right there to move it across to Wally Mott on ahead, now to Kunitz. Ahead to Crosby, in over the line. Crosby trying to split the D, and he lost the puck. Rolled off his stick. He puts a shoulder into Petrovic and finds Scuderi, whose shot is up in the air, and they score on the rebound. Kunitz was there, Kessel was there. I think Kunitz got the last stick on it right on the doorstep, or maybe it was Kessel, hard to say. It was a bang-bang play as that puck squirted in front.
Great speed through the neutral zone for the Penguins. From blue line to blue line is where the play was made. And when they got into the offensive zone, Crosby wins the battle in the corner. There's the shot, and there's bouncing around. Kessel just gets that puck towards the net. As he came through the crease, he followed the puck. He picked it up between the legs of Mitchell.
Bjugstad with it at center. Bumps into his own man, Huberdeau, but then Barkov gets the puck. The Yager a shot. And hit Fleury and then directed up into the net. And Sid takes it and clears it up the wall, but Ekblad holds it in. Yager let it go through behind the net for Barkov to Huberdeau. Huberdeau turns with a forehand shot, and it went off the goal post, and then it's cleared away. And you got 2 elite goalies in the net. Here's Crosby to the goal. Turns the corner. Ed Kunitz going to the net, did not pass it. Now turns back the other way. Kessel's in front. It went off Luongo to Lovejoy a shot. High and wide off the glass. Panthers dump it in. Fleury out of the net. Goodbranson holds in right back to the front of the net, and they score. A beauty. As Quentin Howden is able to lift the puck up over Marc-Andre Fleury to make it 2-1.
You talk about sticking to a play. It was deflected on the way in to the skate of Howden, and Howden somehow, some way, is able to corral it. And take a look, Fleury plays it up the wall. Puck goes to net. There's the one deflection. It's in the feet of Howden. He kicks it from his right skate to his stick. And then after he kicks it, he's a big, tall guy. Somehow, as he's doing that spinorama, Steggy, he's got the presence and the body control to flick it up over the pad. He has to elevate it to score.
Not able to see that puck in over the line, but they're still going to go call Toronto here.
Yeah, they're going to ask him what he saw, and they have the ability to look on this in the penalty box as well to the officials, Staggy. They're not looking at this play themselves. I didn't see them look at a monitor.
Following video review, it's confirmed the goaltender made the stop and he was pushed into the net after the play. No goal.
This is Quentin Howden shooting up high. Fleury the save and the rebound swept aside by Perron. Back in behind the net. McKenzie is there. McKenzie trying to work it in front. Here's Howden again, shooting up over the goal and off the glass. Again, a shot by McKenzie, and he scored. And the Panthers have tied the game as Derek McKenzie pounces on the loose puck. Talk about a bounce. It came off the glass right back out in front. So the bounces have evened out here.
Well, this is the strangest third period I've seen in a long time. Goals, no goals. First chance by Howden again over the glass. Then it's centered in front. And there's McKenzie with just a beautiful quick shot over that pad. There's the first opportunity off a stick and over the glass. Comes right back out in front. Marc-Andre Fleury's deep in his net.
Petrovic holds it, shoots it. Blocked beautifully by Bonino. Petrovic got it back to Kulikov. Takes the shot, finds Barkov. Barkov shoots, Fleury the save. Just skipped off the equipment not long ago, or maybe just didn't get a much on it. Now it comes out to Letang. Letang to Malkin and drive. He scores! Evgeny Malkin wins it for the Penguins in overtime.
Crosby plays it with his hand, and they're going to determine whether it's an offside or not. And as we move ahead to the goal, you see Malkin just overpowering Luongo.
Just at first blush, it didn't look like it was offside, but going to look at it again. Popped up in the air, which made it a little bit more difficult to determine where the puck was.
They just want to get it right, don't they? And here comes the call on the ice, guys.
And they're looking at a monitor to determine it.
After reviewing the play, call on the ice is good. It was onside goal.
So the fans get to cheer all over again, and the Penguins can celebrate now.